onto someone the size of Serafan. All that means is quick ball movement, open three.
Hermansen. Labery helps himself to the rebound. It's a double-digit lead for the first time today for France. Westerman to Dio. Iceland wanted travelling called on him, but the officials were not obliged to do so. Here's Wilhelmsen now to Paulsen. Hermansen comes inside briefly, then goes back into the lane and can't get the initial one to go, but there's Christopher Acox yet again.
He's up to double digits now, 10 points, 7 rebounds in just 10 minutes of play. Great to see him getting more minutes and absolutely capitalising on those minutes.
First sight of Tryggvi Klinarsson now for Iceland. Here he is. He's 19 years of age. Signed for Valencia for next season, the Spanish champions.
Yeah, it's going to be a big season for him, a huge stage in his development as a professional player. Klinarsson will learn an awful lot in the ACB.
Nando De Colo back into the action for France, replacing Leo Westerman. And in possession. Tupan. To Serafan. Shot clock down to 3. Dio De Colo. I don't think he was aware. For once. A shot clock violation. 2.5 minutes left of the half. France lead by 11. Iceland will want to keep this in single digits going into the break. Hermansen to Auke Paulsen, who has it taken from him by Paulsen, and then an unsportsmanlike call on it.
Paulsen's looked like a completely different player both yesterday and today. Doesn't seem to have the confidence he had in that opening day. Still yet to score. He's been on court 14 minutes. Obviously frustration creeped in there. Commits the unsportsmanlike foul as Tupan stole the ball off him, just grabs him back. The referee just explaining to him the reason it was called an unsportsmanlike foul. Just really no play at the ball.
Tupan unable to profit with the first free throw.
Tupan will have an interesting domestic season next year. Just signed for Žalgiris Kaunas. Gets to enjoy basketball in Lithuania for a season. That's an experience for any professional basketball player to enjoy.
1 from 2 from the line for Tupan, and importantly France have the possession. Dio to Vincent Poirier. De Colo out to Labery, long 2. Rims out, and Stephenson with the rebound for Iceland. Switches to Ermolinski. Goes up a high one, and Ermolinski, Wilhelmsen rather. Not sure how much he wanted that. Good pass though. Finds Klinarsson. This is where he's a threat. This time he can't get it to drop, and Tupan is once again there to collect. And goes coast to coast, and then is denied.
Great defensive stand there by Ermolinski.
Stephenson, where's that ball going to end up? With Paulsen, and now Ermolinski. Or rather, it's Wilhelmsen. Dio from the top of the mountain. It's a bit scrappy, but Paulsen profits. Wilhelmsen, no look pass. Stephenson. It won't go for Iceland at the moment, and their field goal percentage is dropping right down at 33%. Yesterday it was 34. Because now they wanted to improve. Struggling at the moment. De Colo to Poirier. Offensive foul call.
Another great stand by Stephenson. He's really becoming a pillar in the defensive structure for Iceland. Very, very intelligent play. Make the stand, take the contact. He's outside the restricted area. Easy call for the referee.
Just the 44 seconds left of the second quarter.
Bjornsson will hope he had the impact that he had yesterday. Came on and hit 2 threes as his first 2 touches of the ball. Stephenson drawing another foul. This time against Decolo.
So timeout called with little time left in the half. And it's called by Vincent Collet and France.
Yeah, but it's very important for Iceland that they've stayed in touching distance of France for the whole game. I think their third game, obviously losing their first 2 games, if France had got out to a big lead, I think it'd have been very tough for the Icelandic guys to keep their heads up.
Right, but we're going to try and protect here a bit. If the ball's right on the 3-point line, of course you got to check it. Outside ball screen, you're going to try and play send down into the other guard. Right, and then this guy here, you got to look to rotate up. If the old guy to come all the way up tricky, you might have to come out here and then everybody rotate. Right? I'm going to hit these, get a stop, and then we play, hey, let's just play a regular horn.
Replays of Lavery squashing the puck. Notable statistic in there, wasn't there, with 12 offensive rebounds for Iceland, 6 of them for Christopher Aycox.
Yeah, he's certainly been chasing down the boards and working very, very hard.
Lavery, the top rebounder for France, and certainly. Play resumes with Stephenson at the line.
That was the 5th foul that Stephenson has drawn from France. It's an important statistic that you often overlook when you're looking at box scores, but how hard are they making the other team work? And at the moment, Stephenson making the French work very hard.
Decolo to Tupan, out to Antoine Dio, who switches the flanks over to Decolo. Lavery wants it, doesn't get it, and it's turned over. And this will likely be the last play of the half.
Yeah, Iceland will be keen to get the deficit down to single digits. That'll be a big win for them.
Out to Paulsen for 3. Good! May still be time for France here. Decolo, not quite.
So Paulsen waits the entire first half to get his shot, and what a shot it is. Great little cut inside, finds the open Paulsen. Paulsen wide open for the jumper, and that shot brings it down to a 7-point ball game.
Well, you just don't know how important that could turn out to be. It's a big psychological blow to France. They don't have a double-digit lead going into half-time, despite having it for most of the second quarter. It's a real spirited performance from Iceland. Half-time, it's France 49, Iceland 42.
Yeah, interesting to look at the statistics. The 3-point picture kind of paints a false picture because the France side, that really was the first quarter. Second quarter, they looked to go inside an awful lot more. But the rebounding statistics, I think, says it a lot. Iceland, supposedly the undersized team, but look at that. They've got more offensive rebounds than they have defensive rebounds. That's really showing how hard they're going after the boards.
Incredible. And they've kept possession well as well, Iceland. France have been turned over 3 more times than them.
Yeah, it was a problem in the early games. In game 1, for pretty much every team, they were struggling to protect possession. But that seems to have changed as the tournament's progressed and the teams have become more comfortable. Turnover ratios for all teams seem to have dropped considerably. But Iceland will be happy with their first 20 minutes of this shift. Plenty for them to get their teeth into in that second half.
Absolutely. We'll leave you with highlights of the action from the first 2 quarters, and in a few minutes' time, we'll bring you all of the live action from the second half. France 49, Iceland 42 at half-time in Group A of the EuroBasket 2017.
juste là, tu sais, avant de passer la porte à gauche. Ok. Il a eu le temps de faire 6 questions en 40 secondes, donc ça veut dire, tu vois, qu'on a eu le temps des réponses.
Welcome back to the Helsinki Arena in Finland. EuroBasket 2017 action from Group A. An important game, they all are, as Iceland take on a French team that bounced back yesterday with an impressive win over Greece, and France leading at the halfway stage, but not by the comfortable number they would hope to be, Mark Mills. 49-42, a 7-point game heading into the second period.
No, absolutely not, and you have to play credit to Iceland for that fact. Although France came out with an impressive opening flurry of threes, Iceland have fought their way back into it, and this seems to be a common trait with Iceland. And it's very difficult for us commentators, because every single game, you can't pick out who's going to step up for them. So Stephenson has now got 14 points at a half. He's only been averaging 4.5 points a game in the first 2 games. They've also given more time to this man, Christopher Acox. 10 points, 7 rebounds. He's absolutely relished more time on the hardwood, and they paid them, the benefits of it. And most of those rebounds were on the offensive end, working hard.
That's right. 6 of the 7 of those rebounds were offensive ones. Geoffrey Lauvergne, well, he impressed yesterday. He's caught the eye again today with 7 points. He hasn't actually had that many minutes. France have rotated their bench around quite a lot, and I guess it's important to give them minutes, but they've simply got to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those, I'm sure Coach Collet is looking at a situation saying here that ideally wanted a big gap going into the halftime break, and then he can run his rotation in the second half. They've not been able to do that. Iceland have hung around like they have in every game they've played, and as we said in the prelude, they're absolutely a thorn in the side of France at the moment. They refuse to go away.
That's right. It's not comfortable at all for France. They'll want to peel away in this third quarter, really, because they're having a bit of a lottery in the floor, especially with the number of Iceland supporters who are inside the Helsinki Arena. They have been impressive all weekend long. They travelled over in numbers a few days ago. supported the national football team yesterday as well, and they've come back to Helsinki, having been up in Tampere, just an hour and a half away. And they will want to see more inspirational Icelandic basketball play. And Christopher Aycox is a catalyst in that first half. Let's see how they go at the start of the third quarter. And that's not a good start at all for Iceland. Handed on a plate, and Nando De Colo, well, he'll accept gifts like that all day long.
No, not the start they would have wanted. France have come out with their strongest five. That really is a signal of their intention to try and, I imagine, expand this lead so they can run a rotation a bit later in the game.
Here's Hermansen. Gets the foul. Hotel penalised.
Iceland have made the interesting change. Based on the performance of Aycox, he's into the five instead of Berrington. Berrington started the game.
Wilhelmsen. Chapulson for three. Scored his first points right at the end of the first half, almost starting the second in the same fashion. Nando De Colo. Bounce pass by Diao. Fournier to Geoffrey Lauvin. Back to Fournier. And somehow he got it back again and banks it in. And France have a double-digit lead. Good bounce pass from Iceland. And put up and in by Martin Hermansen.
No, that's good vision. That's great teamwork on the offensive end. And that's what Iceland need. They need to find some of those quick, easy scores to get them motoring and get the confidence.
Fournier gets up to the rack, and that's nicely laid up in it.
It looks to be France's tactic as well. Get close to the basket, get the higher percentage shots.
Wilhelmsen looks for support, finds it in Palestine. Good block that by Boris Diaw to stop the ball getting to the dangerous Christopher Aycox. And now in transition, here goes Nando De Colo. Puts it up from an obscure angle. But he has drawn the foul. And France have come out in the second half showing that they mean business.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to extend an insurmountable lead as quickly as they can, I think. I'm sure Coach Collet has been in the ears of the French team saying, you know, let's accelerate hard out of the locker room and make this game beyond the reach of Iceland pretty quickly.
Urchel out to Fournier from the perimeter. Almost. Now Stephenson puts it up. De Colo to Urchel. Surveys his options, rolls it into Geoffrey Lauvin, now out to Fournier, who is wide open there, takes his time, still can't get it to drop, and Stephenson to Aycox, fast transition play, and Urchel does very, very well.
Quick hands by Urchel, stopping what was the gimme basket that Aycox was expecting, but yeah, very quick hands to get across there without fouling.
Stephenson floats one in, doesn't get it to roll. Fournier at the other end. That's better defense from Iceland. And a little touch off the foot of Urchel. Saw that whiz out of bounds.
Yeah, Wilhelmsen tried to thread the needle, but France were wise to it, and it'll be a finished ball on the baseline. Strong start to the third quarter though for France, 6-2 start.
Collet chooses to withdraw Evan Fournier. And on comes Edwin Jackson. Aycox. Order Wilhelmsen, now Pulsen. Aycox in the lane. And stretches for the rack. Can't get it to go. Diao mops up and feeds Urchel. Lauvin. Hasn't missed a shot yet, Geoffrey Lauvin. His importance at EuroBasket 2017 has been accentuated in the last game or two. Urchel The long pass out to De Colo. Rolled into Laverne. Good hands from the big man.
Yeah, Laverne is absolutely starting to enjoy the game. Takes himself up to 9 points. After a tough first game against Slovenia, there's been no stopping him.
Here's Stephenson getting up to the rack and lays it up and in off the glass. 16 points now for John-Arne Stephenson. It's the Icelandic support you can hear. Laverne denied illegally by John-Arne Stephenson, who just felt the contact there from Laverne and stayed down.
Yeah, I think he may have rolled his ankle. He's putting some weight on it, so he should be okay. Doesn't look too comfortable though, looks to be in quite a bit of pain. Oh yeah, Laverne on his landing pinned Stephenson's foot to the floor while Stephenson fell, so his ankle rolled slightly. He's going to hobble off the court.
Hopefully nothing serious.
Yeah, he's been absolutely influential in today's game for Iceland, leading their scoring with 16, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. It's been a big game for Stephenson. The Icelandic fans won't be too happy with him hobbling to the bench.
On comes the Ukrainian-born Pavel Ermolinski. Laverne into double digits. Ermolinski. Nice bounce pass up to Byrington, denied. Jackson, Laverne. France are finding their rhythm again now. Laverne with the pass up to De Colo. Foul was called.
Yeah, I understand Ermolinski's frustration there. You look at Laverne and you just have to look at his left elbow. That's very close to a hooking violation. You can't hook your arm around the player to leverage them out the way. So I can understand why Ermolinski's a bit frustrated. The issue you've got is he's not standing straight. He's moving laterally. That's a tough call for the officials to make.
Successive fouls from Iceland and they're in foul trouble.
Yeah, he can't have any complaints on that one. He's wrapped Laverne up with his arms.
So Geoffrey Laverne to continue his flawless record in this game. No.
It's further than 2 foot from the basket. It's a tougher shot for him. The majority of his shots will come within 2 feet of the basket and it'll be very well worked.
I mean, this is both free throws. So Ermolinski will have to pay for his error. Alcoa Paulsen. Paulsen puts up a teardrop and gets it to drop eventually.
Yeah, the Icelandic fans will be hoping that's the start of a run for Paulsen. He's up to 5 points. If he can start warming up, Iceland have got a chance of getting back into this one.
He was so impressive in that first game against Greece. Here's Jackson, gets the score and one.
That's a big play by Jackson. Very, very strong.
Opens his account for the afternoon.
That's a huge amount of contact from Wilhelmsson. So for Jackson to keep his composure and make the layup, it's a great move.
France have their biggest lead of the game. It's up to 14 points here. Paulsen waits for Byrington. Finds Hermansen. Byrington on the edge. Off the lane, gets himself inside. Jackson denies him. Wilhelmsson picks up the pieces, misses altogether, and Hertel races to the front court here, and France upping the tempo. Hertel for 3, misses. What a follow by Geoffrey Laverne!
That's a huge putback dunk by Laverne. Throws it down with authority on the 2 hands. Hertel, wise and confident, takes a long shot in transition, and Laverne just finishes it with pure power.
France turning the screw, and Iceland have called timeout.
When we do get stops, let's try and pick up the tempo like we did in the first half again. Alright? Alright? Okay, listen. First play up here, we run 4 flashes. Okay? 4 flashes. Okay? Piker, we're dribbling you out. You're coming up and getting the ball. Okay? You're gonna swing it here when we drive. Tanner, you're coming with the screen. Okay? Then when we drive and you're coming back with this one. If it's not there, open-sided.
Hey, við verðum svolítið að halda og það mótlæti núna að vera að dæma gegn okkur. Við verðum að spila okkur í
Well, those shooting percentages are rather a telling stat in this game. Iceland just not getting the shots they want or missing the shots that they're getting.
I think they're taking tougher shots, if I'm completely honest with you. It's almost the opposite of what they had yesterday. They were getting the shots they wanted yesterday, but they weren't falling. Whereas today, I think they're being forced to take tougher shots. One of the interesting stats on the shooting, though, is poor free-throw shooting so far from France. Only 5 from 11, 45%. I think that is more to do with the fact that it's the big guys that are getting the opportunity to take the free throws rather than the likes of De Colo and Fournier.
Well, here is Nando De Colo. His minutes have been closely managed today. And here he is again on the turn. Oh, what a finish by Nando De Colo.
That's when basketball becomes poetry. You see a player move that quickly.
He becomes the high scorer for France, 14 points. De Colo again. Finds Jackson with the pass. And Jackson finds the basket. Passing.
That'll be Ertel's third foul. Interesting to see if Coach Collet makes a change. Just a replay there of how smooth that move was from De Colo. Just using the contact to make the spin even more slick.
Ertel stays in the game. We've got a couple of backups at point guard with Westerman and nearly fit again Dio. Here's Stephenson. Hits the iron and Ertel sweeps up. And all the way around the back if he can. He can. And he's found Boris Diaw. Lovern under the rack. It's a dangerous place to have him in possession. Klinarsson clears it out. And gets help from Stephenson, who draws contact.
Interesting one, that one. There's a new interpretation coming out with regards to the unsportsmanlike right. I'd be interesting to see how officials interpret excessive force or not actually going after the ball. Because De Colo was a long way from the ball in that foul.
Nelson just about finding Klinarsson with the looped pass. Klinarsson bounce pass into Trygve Klinarsson. Misses with the initial hook. Manages to regather and draws a foul. Klinarsson still looking for his first points of the afternoon. They might come here.
Yeah, Klinarsson going to work, chasing down. That tenacity on the offensive rebounding will always pay dividends for a big man.
Lovern with his second personal. Goes for a sit down on the bench. Comes Vincent Poirier. Changes come for Iceland as well. Elvar Fredriksson comes on. As Paulsen goes off. Fredriksson inbounding. With Pavel Ermolinski now. 20-point lead for France. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Shot clock down to its dregs. And backed in nicely by John-Arne Stephenson.
Yeah, he moves himself up to 18 points. He really has been the main source of offense for Iceland today.
He's having a memorable afternoon. De Colo. There he is, Nando De Colo with the jumper.
Great defense by Stephenson. getting his hands.
Stephenson jumper 3.
A little bit overconfident though after a couple of plays.
Rachel. Bounce pass, DeColo up the baseline, and a beautiful left-hand layup. Oh, that's good. Elvar Fredriksson into the action, into the points.
Yeah, Fredriksson aware that DeColo was a long way from him, having to recover on the defensive end and making full advantage of that.
Birchell now looking to respond in kind, and he does so.
Becoming a shootout here in the Helsinki Arena, both teams shooting from the perimeter.
Fredriksson into the lane. One extra pass, maybe not required. Linarsen lost it. Jackson brings it in the front court. Boris Diaw escapes the attentions of Phil Helmsen. Rolls out a pass inside out. Jackson drains the 3.
That is great vision by Diaw. Having his vision across the court, driving to the basket, wrap around pass to the perimeter. And Jackson, the welcome recipient.
Ermolinski just went out of bounds. Acock's coming back into play. Ermolinski that goes to the bench. Antoine Diaw is also back. DeColo. Hotel. Jackson from downtown. Good!
Back-to-back triples for Jackson. He's starting to warm up and he's enjoying the extra minutes on court. He's up to 11 points now.
Fredriksson, good pass to Acock, rolls it behind him to Hlinarsson, who's called for travelling.
One of those situations as a big man, every coach will tell you, as soon as you catch a pass like that, just explode to the basket. Catch a defense as quickly as you can. You'll likely create the foul. Whereas the hesitation enables the defense to recover.
Antoine Diaw getting important minutes under his belt. He could be vitally important to France when it gets to the last 16 phase. Well, France are playing in their first EuroBasket since 1999 without Tony Parker in their roster. They're without Nicolas Batum and Rudy Gobert as well. How do you feel they're coping at EuroBasket 2017?
It's an interesting one. When you hand out a stat like that, 1999, since they've been without Tony Parker at EuroBasket, it just seems absolutely surreal. It's going to be a different French team. Many people are going, oh, you know, DeColo or Fournier or Hurtel are going to replace Parker. It's not going to happen. There's not going to be a Parker replacement. And the nice thing is, it does look like France are finding a slightly new identity in the post-Parker years. Difficult first game, always going to be against host Finland, but they seem to have recovered well.
Hlinarsson in the lane. Oh, beaten away by Poirier. Brutal stuff from him. Westerman. Now brings it to the front court for the French, and Poirier was wide open there and makes no mistake with the long-range 2.
Nice back-to-back plays by the French big man.
Here's Jackson. Fast transition. Poirier can't make it 3.
A little bit too low for him. Bounce pass needed to come up slightly higher.
It's a long way down for Vincent Poirier. Pretty much exactly the same on the shot clock as on the quarter one. Fredriksson into the lane, bounce pass, Acock, can't make it go, but trickfully Hlinarsson most certainly can, and gets the foul as well.
And that's what Glenarson brings to Iceland. Even when they're struggling like they have been, there's always that opportunity of grabbing an offensive rebound or protecting the rim. He's always going to be there or thereabouts around the rim. And there's most big men in the tournament are going to struggle to go up against someone of the size of Glenarson.
There'll be a massive learning curve for him in EuroBasket 2017.
Interesting in that play as well. I think that might be one of the limitations on Aycock's game. He seems to get in the right position, seems to find the right places on the court. It's just that finishing under pressure. He's missed a couple of easier layups off the glass. If he can hone that side of his game.
Larson makes no mistake. France have to use this very quickly. And Jackson does exactly that.
Acknowledgement there from Jackson of the pass from Dio. Just a heads-up play. Absolutely precision, inch-perfect play by Dio as he throws it the full length of the floor from the inbound pass. Jackson out on the break. And couldn't be a better way to finish the third quarter for France, and couldn't be worse for Iceland.
Well, they had less than 4 seconds on the clock, and they did it with time to spare. Still 2 seconds here for Iceland to make use of. And Hermansen puts it up, misses the shot from the half court, and that is a superb quarter for France. They scored 37 points, and they've run away with this one at the end of the third quarter. It's France 86, Iceland 56. Well, that was exactly the quarter that France were looking for, Mark.
Yeah, they've absolutely blown the game wide open now, scoring 37 points in one quarter. That's a hell of an offensive production. The other thing you've got to look at is they spread it across their roster, and their shooting stats show outside of free throws, they're getting some high percentage shots and converting them. Iceland will have to work very, very hard to get back into this game. A 30-point deficit. I think for Iceland now, it really is setting themselves up for the next game. And giving some of maybe their lower bench players some time on court, some experience. The likes of Glenarson, I imagine, we'll see grab quite a few minutes, more than he has in previous games.
Incidentally, Iceland's next 2 games, they certainly don't get any easier. They've got Slovenia, who are unbeaten in their 4th game in a couple of days. And then they finish up against the hosts, Finland, the Nordic derby. That should be a really fantastic occasion on the last night here in Helsinki. France's last 2 can go toe-to-toe with Poland, and they take on Slovenia in the last game. Reminder, you can download the EuroBasket 2017 app, and you can watch highlights and interviews and the top plays from each day here at the 2017 edition of EuroBasket. Here's Serafan back into the action and continues to increase his tally.
Yeah, strong move by Serafan. Very difficult to stop. He's perfected that really short-range hook shot game.
Martin Hermansen. Good ball in, Glenarson, who draws the contact.
And I think this is an important part of the 4th quarter for Iceland. Work on some of these partnerships that they're going to have on the court, and get people acclimatised to each other's style of play.
Good work by Elvar Frederiksen, releases Aycock for the shot. He misses, and Poirier and Jackson combine to clear up to Antoine Dio. Serafin into Poirier. Doesn't get the shot, but does have a foul.
Now, Glenarson completely fell asleep on the defensive end then. Lost track of Poirier. Poirier sneak around the back door, open for the pass. And once a big man like Poirier is that low with the ball, it's very, very tough to stop him.
Poirier misses out from the free throw line. And here goes Iker Stephenson. He's lost it, and it's thrown down by Axel Tupan.
Yeah, great defense, getting the pass in lane, quick hands, out on the break for the two-handed flush.
Bounce pass into Acox, up to Financian, attempted alley-oop. Dio and Tupan, and Westerman puts it up and in off the glass, and France extend their lead further, and they're eyeing up 3 digits here.
Yeah, just beautiful flowing basketball from France now. They're all enjoying the game, and you can tell because the unselfish nature comes out as Tupan lays it off to Westerman. Could have easily taken the basket himself. A great performance by France.
Great collective play from the French. Timeout Iceland.
Okay, pop it to Lenny, go screen for Hiker, you read it. Whether you go back door and then we come back and get it, okay? Or you use it and come and get a handoff.
Tu viens lui faire toi un pic. Là il peut être. Après tu demandes le ballon. D'abord tu lui fais un pic. Pas pour Vincent. Oui, oui. Voilà, pas pour Vincent. Allez,
Some very encouraging performances from Vincent Collet's team, and their players who started on the bench in particular impressing.
Yeah, absolutely, across the board. Every single player's scored, which is always a good sign that a team is functioning very well as a unit. Who knows, France may look back on that opening night defeat to Finland as a blessing.
Certainly sent shockwaves through them, and they've responded very, very well. Both in the game against Greece. Let's not forget they were very high scorers then as well. They put 95 points past Greece, and it looks as if they'll surpass that tally here. As John Stephenson gets a trip to the line. Well, let's not forget that Iceland have done so well just to get to EuroBasket 2017. It's the second successive tournament they've taken part in. It's a small country, a population of just a shade over 330,000. It feels like most of them are in here today.
Yeah, they've absolutely been one of the most supported teams in the group, even though they're the minnows from the smallest country. Their support has been unwavering from their fans.
And taking part in successive EuroBaskets, that must do a lot of good back home in Iceland for basketball as a whole.
Oh, absolutely. The understanding of what basketball and what EuroBasket in particular can do for nations, I think is important. For Iceland being here will give basketball such promotion in their home country, and so many kids will be taking up the sport now to be like their heroes, to be the next Clint Arson.
Serafan misses initially, but follows it up and puts it in. And just to prove your point, the president of Iceland turning up 2 days in a row to EuroBasket 2017. The national football team are here on Thursday. As it's put up and in by Martin Hermansson. Just tells you that EuroBasket fever is alive and well back home in Iceland and here in Helsinki. Here's Leo Westerman to Tupan. And now Kevin Serafan. Oh, Dio's wide open here. He'll try for the perimeter. And hits the iron. Hermansson to Stephenson. Now Elvar Fredriksson weaving his way in between Tupan, releasing Martin Hermansson, and he did the rest in style.
That's a beautiful spin move by Hermansson. Gets Westerman onto his back, spins around him, great footwork. opens the lane up for the easy bucket off the glass.
13 points now for Hermansen. Second only in the Icelandic scoring stakes to Johanna Stephenson on 20. Westerman inbound to Antoine Theo. Thrown away, and it's 3-on-2 here for Iceland. Paulsen, Theo almost intercepted. It's Stephenson from the corner. Hits the rim. Well recycled initially, but now it's turned over, and this will be points, I reckon. Westerman up the baseline. Outside, it's Tupin. He's missed it. Serafin to Westerman. A few tired legs out there now. That's on Poirier. At the low post. Misses the shot, gets some free throws.
You have to feel for Berrington. As a post defender, he has to take all that contact on his chest. Can't put his hands across onto Poirier. But having a guy a lot of centimetres taller than you and a lot heavier than you, continuously hanging into your chest. There's only so much you can take before you're going to have to put your hands out. It's an important game for France as well, enabling them to go through their rotation and give some of the guys that haven't had many minutes yet experience on the court, experience in front of the crowd, because there's no doubt they'll have games as they progress, particularly in the knockout stages. They may have foul trouble or injuries, and they need these guys to be able to step in and fill the void.
Here's Paulsen for three. Good! Improved performance from Alka Paulsen today.
Still not going to be happy with his performance, though. He'd have wanted to bounce back from what was a bit of a tough game yesterday.
Jackson to Poirier. And now Serafin. Very good, strong play.
Serafin takes his personal total up to 12 now. He's enjoying today's game.
Hermansen back out. Wilhelmsen to Paulsen. Stefansson found space under the rim, draws the foul, gets the score. Will go to the line.
Stephenson having a great game so far. He's up to 22 points. He's also grabbed himself 7 rebounds and a smart heads-up play. Get the big man up in the air and then draw contact off him as he goes sailing by and convert the basket.
The 8th foul he's now drawn. Iceland scored exactly 61 points against Greece and against Poland. They've surpassed that tally.
They've just been ravaged on the other end of the floor, though. France have just been absolutely rampant on the offensive end.
I said this group was high scoring, but doesn't look like changing here. Paulsen. And Berrington denied by Poirier, but bounces back to put it in off the glass.
We were talking about the rotational changes by France. All 12 players now played at least 10 minutes of basketball. All 12 players scored. That'll do their team chemistry the world of good and really help them for future games. The percussion section within the Icelandic crowd has not stopped for the entire game. Every free throw, they come out with some kind of different drum rhythm to put the French shooters off. You have to love the pride and passion and the loyalty of the Icelandic fans.
It's absolutely incredible. Here's Wilhelmsen. France are on 99 points. The next one will take them into triple digits. The first team in Group A to have done so. Westerman into Serafin. And Serafin with a hook takes France into 3 figures.
This has been a very important game for Serafin. He's been out of the international scene for a long time. And first couple of games, he struggled to find his form. This game's really going to help him.
Helmsen looks for Paulsen, finds him, and that's nice and easy. Lovely layup. And that's Paulsen into double digits. Dupin to Jackson. A little touch of Paulsen means that France will maintain possession.
Poirier was lucky that Paulsen touched it. He didn't roll hard enough towards the basket. He faded to the corner instead. Jackson expecting the big man to make the move towards the hoop instead of away from it.
Serafin. And Poirier with the long 2.
Combination of Serafin and Poirier. Strong front court combination. Great for France to have that as a backup.
Good block there by Serafin, who's very much enjoying his outing here. 14 points in 16 minutes of play. Vincent Collet is learning a lot about his players here today. And he continues to ring the changes. Laberie and Dio come on. Westerman and Serafin take a seat. Inbound, and Gunnarsson puts it up and in. Jackson into Poirier. Back outside, he saw Tupin was open, comes in, it's a long 2.
Absolutely beautiful form by Tupin there. From distance, his shooting style is very classical.
Clenarsson denied by Poirier, brilliant from him. Tupin's shot was just a 3-pointer, by the way, just in the end.
And the great thing you see, when players from, that aren't getting bigger minutes get the opportunity, they put so much into it. Hence that the lead continues to grow and grow and grow. And Poirier, he's not looking at the score. He's giving everything he's got on both ends of the floor, and it's showing. He's had an impressive game here. He's had 12 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, picked up a block. He's having a little quiet word in Vincent Collet's ear, subconsciously saying, I think I deserve more minutes going forward.
Trying to give the coach selection headaches. Here's Antoine Dio.
And as a coach, it's the kind of headaches you want. You want 12 guys that are chomping at the bit to get onto the floor, play for their country and give everything they can. And games like this really give Coach Collet that problem.
Frederiksen to the front court for Iceland. Just under 3 minutes left of the game. Gunnarsson to Bjornsson, who's just come on, and the immediate impact from Brynjar Bjornsson.
I don't understand why we haven't seen more of Bjornsson. He came on very late in the last game, scored 2 threes. He's had very few minutes here and scored another 3.
Now is Poirier. And Laberie banks it in. Bjornsson tries his hand at another 3, and that one was close too. Louis Laberie. Dio. Looking for the run of Tupin up the baseline, and it ricocheted off Bjornsson's shin. Christopher Acox is going to return. He's had a lot more minutes today, Christopher Acox. And you get the impression that going forward, we're probably going to see quite a bit more of it.
Yeah, you'd think so. I think he's proved his point to Coach Pedersen. That said, the majority of the impact he's had was in the first half, scoring the majority of his points and grabbing most of his rebounds. And interestingly enough, the majority of his rebounds are offensive rebounds. He went after that offensive board and yeah, really hustled the French play as well.
Sonkoy looking very relaxed on the bench. Nothing relaxing about the Icelandic chant. It's absolutely epic, though. Tryggvi Hlynarsen. Iceland leaving their mark on EuroBasket 2017 on and off the court.
It's great to see the Icelandic fans enjoying the experience so much. Really, really important part of EuroBasket is the fans.
Yo, alley-oop pass! Stunning! In came Axel Tupat to finish the job.
Beautiful backdoor cut by Tupat, signaling to Dio that he wanted the lob. Up goes the lob and down goes the dunk.
Bjornsson. Up by Acox, and Hlynarsen almost tapped it in. Big numbers from France here. Tupat to Dio. Calls the play. Foul by Acox, the battle of the number sixes, and Dio wins that particular duel.
Be interesting as well for other groups. They'll be looking at this result. Although it is David versus Goliath and France are expected to win, plays like that will be sending a signal out to the other groups. Spain have been sending that signal out with a couple of big wins in their first two games. And now I think France are putting themselves up on that level as well.
I think especially after that opening night defeat to Finland, they needed to make some big statements to say that they're here to mean business, they're here for a medal. And well, this scoreline certainly speaks volumes of their qualities.
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier in the commentary, I think that opening night loss to Finland is actually a blessing in disguise. It's removed all complacency from the French team.
Fredriksson for three. And now Dio. Thumps a pass into Poirier. Poirier rims out. And Bjornsson with the rebound. From range. Oh, what a follow! Put back by Hlynarsen.
That's a big play by the young man. Well followed. And gets a thunderous dunk.
Dio trying to go all on his own, and then what a pass that was into Poirier. It's end to end. Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson tried to recycle it. Jackson, this will likely be the last play. And
what a great performance by France. Clinical, I think, is probably the easiest way to describe it. Every aspect of the game, they were in full flow. Tough game for Iceland to take.
What a win. France make it back-to-back wins, and they make it in style. It's not just three figures. It's 115 points for France. The second half performance in particular, something very, very special. And it'll be interesting to see how they go in the next game up against Mike Taylor's Poland. Iceland, meanwhile, will have to lick their wounds, pick themselves back up. Tomorrow they have Slovenia. And the stats really speaking volumes of France's qualities.
Yeah, you're looking at the assists there, 31 assists. That's a very impressive number. It shows what team offense they were playing. And again, France will be very happy with 11 turnovers. They protected the ball. They've made the most out of the possessions that they've had. And 8 blocks. Their defense was absolutely on fire.
No one player really standing out in terms of points because of the number of rotations from the bench. De Colo led the way on 16. And he also got 5 steals, but you could mention any number of names. Edwin Jackson with 14 points. Vincent Poirier did very, very well off the bench too. Kevin Serafin got important minutes under his belt. And all in all, there was nothing negative at all to come from this for France.
No, not at all. 6 players in double digits for France, but you have to have some appreciations for Stephenson on the Icelandic team. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He really did lead the battle for Iceland.
And the fans clearly appreciating all of the Icelandic efforts today. They were up against it from the word go. They stayed with France until the halfway stage before Les Bleus peeled away. It's 2-1 now for France as they at least temporarily go to the top of the group. We'll see how Slovenia fare later on this afternoon as they take on Greece. But the news from the first game of the day in Group A at EuroBasket 2017 is that France have beaten Iceland. France 115, Iceland 79.
Going with that match, we will win.